Hi, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review. Going to talk about the brand new 4K edition of my favorite action movie of the year, The Furious. After seeing trailers for this movie, I just had to see it. And I went to, I believe it was a matinee. There were only a few other people in there. I was surprised that there were a couple couples in there to see a movie like this. We all oohed and awed in the same places, so I imagine I probably should have invited them over for a movie or something. The Furious was a $20 million budgeted Hong Kong film in English that opened in the United States back earlier in the summer and is now available from Lionsgate Limited as a 4K release. And that's it. I gotta criticize Lionsgate about this. The movie was already hard enough for people to see. It's still sitting at a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody liked this movie. It is an over-the-top action movie, but if you like John Wick movies or you like the Raid movies, you need to see this movie and put it in your collection. I hate to say it, but you're going to have to buy the exclusive from Lionsgate Limited. I didn't even think about it. They have it for $29.99, but you have to pay tax and you have to pay shipping, so it costs a little bit more than that. But that's cheaper than most new Blu-rays or new 4Ks, are about $35 here in the United States. So $29.99. It is a special edition. You get a booklet in it. You get reversible artwork. You get a slipcover, and you get 5 or 6 baseball cards of the main characters in the film. That's what the booklet is, too. It folds out, and you get basically behind the scenes of the movie and pictures of the main characters that are going to be in some of these set pieces. I did review The Furious. There is a podcast that's only a couple months old if you want to go check that out, and you can hear my out-of-theater reaction. But watching it a second time, I got even more out of the film. For those that don't know what the movie is about, it's basically Taken meets the Raid. A man who we don't know much about's daughter is taken, and he's not going to stand for that. He will not stop until he gets her back. The movie opens with a female character who is exploring an area where there's supposed to be kidnapped children. She's let her fiance, or I don't think they're married. I think it's just her boyfriend, fiance, know where she is. And what ensues is a pretty major martial arts scene. Well, I found out after I saw the movie in the theater that this is the girl from the movie Chocolate. If you've ever seen the martial arts action movie Chocolate, it's about a young girl who learns martial arts moves on TV and becomes a badass in real life. This is her grown up. She's got an incredible fight scene at the beginning of the movie, and then we don't know what happens to her. Then it cuts to us learning our main character, who is mute, by the way. And we have another character who is the significant other of the girl in the beginning, and these two are eventually going to get together. One of the best fight scenes in the movie is these two guys fighting with respect for each other. What this movie and a lot of Hong Kong movies do that we miss in the United States is fight scenes can actually tell stories. And each fight scene is different, not just getting more intense or more complicated, but it tells part of the story. And that these two guys are fighting with all of their gusto and heart, but they're really not trying to kill each other, realizing that there's a respect there. And then they realize they're both trying to get the same thing. Not to get into spoilers, but this happens in the beginning in the first half hour, 45 minutes of the film. The film is punctuated with action throughout. It's not a one solid action scene from beginning to end, but there is so much action in the film, you'll be hard pressed to remember any times that were slow. I had a hard time getting up to go to the bathroom when I was seeing it in the theater, and I'm very happy to have it on home video now to pause it when I needed to go. The movie is still on my second, it's still best action movie of the year. The fight choreography takes everything up a notch. They start doing some things that maybe you've seen in another martial arts movie or another action movie, and then they twist it and they turn it around and they do something different with it, and they take it to the nth degree. There is some incredible things you have never seen on camera. It is just one after another, oh wow moment in this film. Simple story. Some people say I want more story with it, but I don't any more story and the movie would be too long. There's character arcs for some of our main characters. We actually see some good guys maybe turn into bad guys and vice versa. We see the kids. We see a little bit of their character arcs and things like that. There is story here. I don't want to sell this as a 100% nonstop action film. But The Furious is what it is. It is an action movie to push the action envelope. Director Kenji Tanigaki was a stunt coordinator on some of the best martial arts movies of modern times, including Walled In. And if you haven't seen that one, wow. Anyway, I hope there's a sequel to this. I can't wait for him to make more movies. The Furious was amazing and looks great in 4K. So the Lionsgate Limited Edition is the only way. Why they didn't put this in every Walmart in the country, I don't know. Action hounds will go crazy for this film. They're making it hard for people to see it. I know it's on streaming services, but for those of us that collect hard copies, you've got to order it from this website if you know about it. Well, Blu-ray.com gave the video and the audio 5 out of 5, and I'd pretty much say the same. The movie looks perfect from beginning to end. There is very little grain, very little anything. It's a clean, and I was really impressed with some of the outdoor, like, city establishing shots that even in the day, concrete buildings and stuff looked sharp, and it very much was a 4K crispy transfer for most of it. The second half of the film is in more gloomy places, so there's not as much pop as there in the beginning. But I did notice, especially in the city scenes with neon and headlights and things like that, you could obviously tell Dolby Vision was doing its wonder job here. It is in Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos and looks really fantastic for a modern film, as it should. The Dolby Atmos is bone crunching. I did have to turn it up a little bit, but not as much as I do a Disney movie. I thought the Atmos had some great. There's a fight scene in a arena. There's some overhead announcements and stuff that come in overhead on your Dolby Atmos mix if you've got speakers over your head. Some things that go past you or around you. Really impressed with the directionality and the immersion. And the music also sounds good. But sometimes there were parts where I like the music a little louder and maybe a little less on the hits and stuff. But I can't really complain about this mix. There's some extras on here. There's about a 45-minute behind the scenes. There's another one extra on just a fight scene between 5 people. We've seen 2 people fight or 4 people fight, but these are 5 people where it's basically 2 against 2 and 1 versus all 4, and maybe it's 2 against 3. And anyway, they break that one down in a special thing. There's a couple other things, some trailers, and that's about it. Like I said, you get the other stuff, the reversible artwork, which is great. You've got the booklet that gives you some behind the scenes in the film and the characters. And I like the little baseball cards. In the U.S., we don't get art cards and stuff like that as much, except in the Arrow box set. But this had little baseball cards for each of the major characters, and I thought that was really cool. Don't know what I'll do with them. Probably keep it in the box, but I wish it had been a steelbook or a chunky box or something like that, because this is one of my favorite movies of the year. It is just an action movie. I'm about to talk about the new season of Reacher, and I'm going to use the same phrase here. This is comfort food for action fans. This is what you want. It's an action movie with not too much garbage, just enough theatrical moments, dramatic heft to give things weight for you to care about the characters. But they don't take 45 minutes to build up the characters and then give you a slow burn action scene. Oh no, we start with one. Anyway, I highly recommend. The 4K looks and sounds great. It's got a decent amount of extras and some other hard copy stuff in there. Really worth the $30 that they're charging for it. What you pay for shipping and taxes, well, that's your state and where you live. Anyway, it was worth it to me to own this. I'm glad I do. I will watch it more than once. I tend to watch some of these action movies more than the big Academy Award winners. You know, I love Oppenheimer, but I've only seen it twice. I've already seen this one twice, and I'm ready to watch it again. The Furious is available now. It's on streaming services, or if you need that 4K hard copy that has Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, get it from Lionsgate Limited and get it while they still have one. Scott, I'm ROCKFILE. More podcasts are on the way. Please like, share, and subscribe, and have a spectacular day.